The US is attempting to ban social media platform TikTok again, and this time it is via the legislative route. A bipartisan bill has been introduced by the Republican Senator Marco Rubio. A companion bill has also been introduced in the House of Representatives. Let's first take a look at the proposed bill. It's called the Averting the National Threat of Internet Surveillance, Oppressive Censorship and Influence and Algorithmic Learning by the Chinese Communist Party Act. The short form is the Antisocial CCP Act. Not exactly subtle, of course, or accurate for that matter. The bill seeks to block all transactions in the US by social media companies based out of countries of concern, and these countries are China, Russia, Iran, North Korea, Cuba, and Venezuela. TikTok, of course, has been specifically mentioned in the bill. And why is TikTok considered such a threat? Let's highlight 2 points here: security and influence. These concerns were recently highlighted by the FBI Director, Chris Wray.
The FBI do have national security concerns about the app. Its parent company is controlled by the Chinese government, and it gives them the potential to leverage the app in ways that I think should concern us. The idea of entrusting that much data, that much ability to shape content and engage in influence operations, that much access to people's devices, in effect, to that government, is something that concerns us. How do we address it? There's an interagency process.
Now, from the security point of view, TikTok is owned by the Chinese firm ByteDance. While US data is stored within the country, China-based employees have access to it. TikTok has acknowledged that and said it is working on restricting access. But till it does that, the Chinese government can get any data that it wants about US users. And that is because of China's 2017 National Intelligence Law. Under the law, Chinese companies are legally obligated to help the government in intelligence work, and TikTok has said the fears about data security are unfounded, that a situation where China demands the data will never arise. But it is theoretically possible. TikTok has been working with US authorities to wall off American data. The efforts have been dubbed Operation Texas. But it has been about 2 years since TikTok started working on this, and a final solution has not materialized yet. And then there is the influence part as well. Remember, TikTok regulates the content which is available on the platform. It curates the content via its For You algorithm. So you will not find information on the Tiananmen Square or Tibet, but could be exposed to Chinese propaganda. And China has been known to use social media to spread propaganda and disinformation in the past. Now, this is through other social media platforms. It would probably be easier to do so using a homegrown platform. Several American states have banned TikTok from government-owned devices. Taiwan has done this as well. India, remember, banned the app in 2020 after border clashes with China. But is a complete TikTok ban possible in the US? Is the latest bill going to pass? Experts say that is highly unlikely. Remember, former President Donald Trump tried to ban the app via an executive order in August 2020, but US courts put the ban on hold. President Joe Biden eventually rescinded Trump's ban, despite the bipartisan support for a complete TikTok ban. It may not pass in Congress, but this probably is not going to be the last attempt to ban TikTok. Republican-led attempts are expected to persist next year after they take over the House. Unless TikTok can find a way to satisfy US concerns, the social media giant will keep facing challenges ahead. And for more on this, I have with me Martin SFP Bryant from Manchester. He is a tech expert and editor of the Precede Now Tech newsletter. Thanks very much for being here. Let me begin by asking you what you make of this proposed legislation, and is a TikTok ban even possible in America?
Well, It certainly, as you say, has strong echoes of Donald Trump's attempt to ban TikTok, which ended up mired in the courts and ended up being kicked into the long grass as the election loomed back in 2020. So it seems very likely that we'll see a similar situation here, where legal challenges could well hold up any proposed ban. Certainly, the US government and TikTok have been in talks for months about an approach that could keep TikTok operating with the confidence of US authorities in America. Whether a ban could work, I mean, in the end, you've got VPNs, you've got all sorts of other ways people could work around access to foreign app stores and things. People could still access it, but it would certainly be a much less prominent thing, I think, if it disappeared from app stores in the US. And the fact is, there are plenty of strong rivals out there who have copied TikTok in recent years for people to go to, most prominently, of course, Instagram with its Reels.
Right. The US is clearly concerned about TikTok data security. According to you, what are the key issues that must be addressed? How huge is this issue really?
Yeah, I mean, there's two sides of it, as you mentioned previously. There's the security side in terms of Chinese access to data. I think that would really be most prominently an issue for specific targeted people who the Chinese government perhaps might have an interest in learning more about. But then far more important is this idea of influence, or indeed a suspicion of influence. Does the TikTok algorithm, which is very powerful in terms of learning what you like and giving you more of it, is that able to influence young people, particularly in the US, by twisting things slightly just in favor of Chinese interests? So that's certainly possible. How we can gain, or how the US can gain the confidence that that's not happening, you would have to have full algorithmic transparency. And although companies like TikTok and Meta have taken steps to kind of demystify their algorithms in recent years, as they've been held up as these really suspicious things by politicians, it's very hard for them to reveal everything, all the secret sauce about how everything's working, because in the end, that's trade secrets. That's how they gain their advantage over the competition. So yes, it's going to be really difficult to kind of balance those two things out.
All right, Martin, we're leaving it there for the moment. Thanks very much. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.